It's your day in tech history, and it's brought to you by our friends over at Expedia.com, where you can find yours with Expedia. Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here, and I welcome you to the Day in Tech History at dayintechhistory.com. It's part of the Tech Podcast Network. You can subscribe via iTunes, Zune, or Stitcher Internet Radio. Our Twitter is Day in Tech Hist, and all show notes are on the wiki page if you want to follow along. Now let's find out what happened on this day, your day in tech history. October 22nd, 1938, the first Xerox copy was made by former Bell telephone physicist Chester Carlson. He used sulfur coating on a zinc plate, vigorously rubbed with a handkerchief to apply an electrostatic charge. 1959, IBM 1620 was released, the 1620 data processing system, a small transistorized, inexpensive scientific computer that could perform more than 10,000 calculations a minute. 1981, Texas Instruments announced that it would sell a new line of 4 small business desktop computers with 64 kilobits of RAM, starting at $6,200. 1987, 2 top Bank America Corp executives quit after being asked to resign in an action related to data processing problems that cost the company an estimated $25 million. 1988, Belgian Prime Minister Wilfred Martens on Friday ordered an investigation into reports that a computer hacker rummaged through the electronic files and those of other cabinet members. 1996, Borland International announced that it's transferring future development of the Paradox database program to Corel. Also in 1996, the Internet International Ad Hoc Committee, or IAHC, coalition of participants including the Internet Architecture Board, or IAB, the IANA, INTA, ISOC, and a whole bunch of other groups, formed to decide upon and recommend policy and procedure changes for administrating generic top-level domains. Also in 1996, Sega released the Net Modem and Internet Web Browser, a $200 plug-in adapter for the Sega Saturn. 1997, Intel released the 120 MHz mobile Pentium with MMX technology, designed for very small notebook computers for $177. And Microsoft released Back Office Small Business Server 4.0. Software included NT Server 4.0, Service Pack 3, Exchange Server 5, Service Pack 1, IIS 3.0, SQL Server 6.5, Proxy Server, and Internet Explorer 3.02. 1998, Crack.com closes operations and publicly posts the source code for Galagtha, an unfinished 3D game that had been developed for more than 2 years. And in 1999, Amazon announced that they had filed suit against BarnesandNoble.com, alleging that they had infringed on a patent for one-click express checkout technology. And Bleem released version 1.5 of the Bleem PlayStation emulator software. And now this word from our friends over at Expedia. Las Vegas, Jamaica, San Francisco, China, New York, Portland, Florida. Have you been? Maybe you're from there and you need to start planning your trip home for the holidays. Now is the time to do that. With rates at their lowest for November and December, you can get great deals in planning your trip. That's where Expedia comes in, from air travel, hotels, cars, and full vacation packages. Because who doesn't want to be in a warm city during the coldest of winters? You can also earn Expedia points so you can use them on more trips all around the world. Get $25 off your first hotel booking at Expedia. Go over to geekazine.com/Expedia for more details. Over at Expedia, find yours. Now let's get back into your day in tech history. In 2001, Sony Electronics introduced the Sony Clie PEG T415 handheld computer in the United States. It featured a Palm OS 4.1, 8 megabytes of RAM, memory stick slot, 2.8-inch diagonal 320 by 320 pixel backlit monochrome display, and more for $300. Also in 2001, Version 7.2 of the Red Hat Linux operating system, Enigma, was released. Version 8.3 of the TCL/TK programming language was also released. And Yahoo launched iEnvironments for Yahoo Messenger. 2002, the first version of the Blag Linux distribution was released. It's a single CD distribution with the application's desktop users expect from an operating system, including graphics, internet, and multimedia applications. 2003, Apple Computer discontinues the iBook G3, which had featured the PowerPC G3 processor. The UseBB project was founded by Dietrich Mohmann. It was an open-source forum system written in the PHP4 scripting language. And version 2 of the Java programming language was released. 2005, Tiger Telematics released the Gizmondo handheld video game system in the United States. It had a ARM 9 400 MHz processor, GeForce 3D 4500 NVIDIA graphics, and more, starting at $399. 2007, Roommates, a MySpace original series, debuted. The European regulators, or EU, struck a deal with Microsoft on their antitrust case. Microsoft agreed to let the competing software developers use their interoperability information, with royalties being reduced to €10,000. And Dell announced it would sell PCs at Staples locations in the United States. 2008, Google.org announced a $14.8 million in grants aimed at preventing disease outbreaks in the Southeast Asia and Africa areas. And a federal judge orders Oracle to give a specific dollar amount in lawsuits over handling of third-party data for ex-Oracle customers who switched over to their arch-rival. 2009, Microsoft launched the Windows 7 operating system to manufacturing, many new features to the browser, including handwriting recognition, support for virtual disks, and multiple core processing. Microsoft also launched Server 2008 R2 to manufacturing. And in 2013, Apple announced their 5th generation iPad Air in an event in San Francisco. The new iPad Air contained an A7 processor with M7 coprocessor and ran 64-bit. The iPad mini also got Retina display and a price change of $299. Apple also announced the new Mac Pro desktop, a 3.7 quad-core Xeon processor with 12 gigabytes of DRAM, Dual Fire Pro, 2 gigabytes of VRAM, and Thunderbolt 2 ports for $2,999. And the new MacBook Air and MacBook Pro with Retina display for $999 on up. And eBay adds a new interface that looks similar to Pinterest. They also add same-day delivery locations. And that's your day in tech history. My name is Jeffrey Powers, www.dayintechhistory.com. All the show notes are over at wikizine.com, Geekazine's wiki. And of course, you can like the Facebook page and follow Twitter at Day in Tech Hist. Until tomorrow, take care. Day in Tech History is copyright 2014 JMP Enterprise and Geekazine.com.